What's happening, y'all? It's your boy Snake B69. Week 18 picks. Last week of the regular season before the playoffs start, and of course, I'll be having several inferior teams winning because the teams they're playing have already clinched a playoff spot and are resting their starters. So yeah. But anyways, let's get on with this. And one of those games, I got the Steelers beating the Ravens by a score of 21-14. I have the Texans beating the Colts by a score of 29-27. I have the Jaguars beating the Titans by a score of 31-17. I have the Lions beating the Vikings by a score of, let's say, 24-17. I have the Saints beating the Falcons by a score of 23-20. I have the Jets finally beating the Patriots by a score of 17-14. I have the Buccaneers beating the Panthers by a score of 24-10. I have the Bengals beating the Browns by a score of 24-13. And yes, the Browns are one of those teams that's resting starters because they've already clinched their playoff seeding. I have the Packers beating the Bears by a score of 31-24. I have the Cowboys beating the Redskins by a score of, let's say, 38-14. I have the Broncos finally ending their losing streak against the Raiders by a score of 24-17. I have the Eagles beating the Giants by a score of 38-10. I have the Seahawks beating the Cardinals by a score of 27-17. And both these teams, the Rams and the Niners, they are both resting starters. So I expect a full-on battle of the backups. And I think that the 49ers will come out on top in this one by a score of 20-17. The Chiefs are resting Patrick Mahomes, so I picked the Chargers to beat the Chiefs by a score of 21-14. And then the Bills and the Dolphins, the battle for the AFC East. I have the Bills coming out on top because the Dolphins suck against teams above 500. And I got the Bills winning by a score of 38-31. So yeah, that's my Week 18 picks. We'll see how it goes. Let's go Broncos. Hopefully, well, since the Broncos are pretty much out of contention for a top 10 pick, you may as well root for us to beat the Raiders, end our 7-game losing streak to them, and clinch our first winning season since 2016.